Welcome along to the United Racing Championship. We're here 16 drivers today, expecting hopefully a couple more people to come along during the race for the British Grand Prix, and it is a sprint race. After last week missing the race entirely, just because it was too hot for a lot of people to be driving, we are returning to normal. I'm Leopold, and I will be joined eventually by Shamrock up on commentary. And it is time to have a little bit of fun around a circuit that will be challenging with these regulations as well. Battery critical. There should not be an echo. Battery critical. There's not an echo because I can hear it through there. I can certainly turn it down though because the game is on louder than normal. But yeah, as I was saying, battery is probably the most difficult part of these regs, and yet again we will see it on full display around the circuit. Difficult enough in qualifying to keep yourself with enough battery. Once you get to this part of the lap, it's easy enough to run out by the time you finish sector 1, such as the regulations. But we're going to be on board with everyone's favourite Ben Wawa, Owls Racing team driver, and he will take us away for the first lap down the main straight, burning about half his battery already as we get ready to go towards turn 1. A little lift before he gets onto the anchors and flicks it over the first curb of Village, and then through the loop we go. Farm corner, not really a corner in these cars, as we go down towards the left-hander of Woodcut. Try and keep it as tight to the curb as you can, but a bit of a diff slide on the front end there for him. Get it through the right-hander of Luffield. Difficult, but you want to keep it as tight as possible. Try and fight the understeer away. And towards the infamous Cops corner, the old turn 1. It is nice and flat out through there still. Battery almost completely gone at this point of the lap, but you've got to keep whatever you can in preparation for what I believe is the hanger straight. If I am mistaken, then I am mistaken. Now, straight mode wide open as we head towards Stowe corner. Tricky high speed, not quite a lift corner. You've got to get a little bit down the gears before you straighten up, and it's to the Vale chicane to end off the lap. Late on the brakes into there. Use that inside curb but not the red parts. Get the car straightened up as quickly as possible. Battery on through club, and it's to the line quite quickly. It's a 29.3 from him. ST's in the final sector right now as well. Lucas Spurs, ST's teammate, goes P2. Joker straight to the top of the timing boards as we see ST immediately top of that time. Sinyo has his teammate starting a lap behind him, one of the Red Bulls as well, finishing an outlap. Pumba on the back of Sinyo gets to the line for a 29.9, and Sinyo himself can only get into the 32s as it stands. Orabeng, P2 right now, his teammate Quiet Boy on a slow lap to start his session. Look further back though, Fran Bernoulli, who's just been toppled to P11. That's why I was confused where he is. He's on a slow start to his session as well. Who's out there currently trying to compete? HB Cook. That first sector looked good when we went past it. 27.5. Has he kept it all together though with regards to the battery? Because that is where you'll lose the time around here. If you don't have enough charge coming into this part of the lap, he's going to have a nice tow from the Racing Bull up ahead. That might be Joker, in fact, in that car. No, that's a Cadillac or a Haas. Maybe ST. I'd have to assume because I don't have a name over the head, but it's a 103.7 end of the middle sector. HB Cook is cooking right now out on the circuit. What time does he have to lay down on board through the Vale chicane and the final section of this track Plenty of opportunity to make mistakes, plenty of opportunity to invalidate or spin, but it's straightened up nicely. It's to the line, it's to the top of the leaderboards with a 27-0. What's Yari doing right now? 28-0, sorry. Yari is going to come to the line. Looking good there with that P3 time. Jordan Lancer can only slot it. P4 for now. Rian is not on a lap. Is Richie on a lap? It looks to be quick enough, but he is drained of all that battery charge a little bit to help boost him down the straight, but nothing more that he'll be able to do really on this lap to compete. That battery drain killing him around here as well right now. But look at your top 8 all within 8/10 of one another right now. Then it's a little gap back to Ben. Into the pits for Richie, and across the line for Fran Bernoulli. It's a 28-3 as well, half a tenth off his teammate. A bit of a slide for him at the end of the day, as his first run will come to its conclusion. Rian C11 now. Driver expected to be on the top of his game at all time. He is absolutely, incredibly, ridiculously rapid on his day. He could hook up a lap of any circuit if you ask him to. But can he do it with eyes on him? First sector split coming up. Where's the pace looking? It's a 27.5, so it's just a little bit quicker than his first effort, which he abandoned. Likely slide through one of these corners. It's so easy to do. But the exit this time looks good. It looked committed throughout the car. Hanging on nicely around this Silverstone circuit. Through Copse Corner now. It is flat out. Battery and none to get a little bit of charge. Staying in it before a tiny deploy on the exit. Carry the momentum. And then have the ability to get a little bit of lift and coast through here. Commit all the way through. Out to the curb. Use as much as you can. It's a 3-6 at the end of the middle sector. With battery to play with for the Red Bull driver, Rian C11. Through Stowe now, it looks hooked up, it looks neat and tidy. But is that going to be the fastest way to complete this final sector? Hard on the anchors at the start of the curb. Bring it through the left and then the right. Straighten up. Get the boost on. And that is the end of his lap. And it is massively ahead of everyone else. It's a 27.4. Straight on the board for Rian C11. And I have to admit, that is a sight for some beautiful eyes right there. Rian C11 on top of everything. There's Pumba spinning out into the gravel on what is his at least attempt to start a latest effort of this track. Vinny, I believe. Is that not Vinny? Oh, that's Lucas Spurs in the final sector, who's come into the pits. So we're about to see Orobeng starting his next lap of 28.4. A good first effort until you look at what Rian has managed to do. I love that Shamrock's spoken in the chat to tell me that he is actually here. Welcome in, Shamrock. He is completely deafened. But welcome in to the commentary box. Orobeng starting his first effort of this circuit. And it is a beautiful one to start with. Down the back straight, he comes for the first time. It's another 10th found in the first part of the lap. Time to be found everywhere if you just carry that little bit more minimum speed. It helps with the battery, and it's just faster as it is. Down now. He'll carry speed. He'll carry everything he's chosen to deploy through Copse Corner. Get himself nicely straightened up. A little bit of battery used before this beautiful sweeping Maggots and Beckett section. It flows just that much nicer in these cars. A little bit bumpy over the curbs for the Williams car, but he gets it out. He gets it straightened. It's another 10th found with battery to play with, and that's the key part. He had a good amount of battery to start his final sector. Watch the commitment through Stowe Corner. It looks on the ball, a little bit late, getting the throttle down, but everything will come together for him now. Through the final couple of corners, he will go using those inside curbs to the best of his ability. He'll straighten up, get it to the line. It's a 28.1. It's a 4/10 improvement. Rian C11 not being matched right now. What about Vinny a little bit further down the track? Joker starting an effort up the road as well. Vinny, 4/10 found at the end of the middle sector What does he have to give in the final part of the lap to support it through Stowe Corner? Once again, it's beautiful from a lot of these drivers, what we're seeing right now. On the limit, on the curbs, doing everything that could be asked of them. He'll straighten it up over this curb in the final sector through Club Corner. Where can Vinny go? It's P6 for now. Lost a bit of time in that final sector. Did he burn just that little bit too much while going for his effort? We'll have to wait and see. Joker, that first sector is a huge gain. That middle sector looks to put him into the 27s right now, trying to match Rian C11. Is he going to be able to get anywhere close in that Racing Bulls car? Representing Owl's Sim Racing team, Joker, what can he do as he comes through this final sector? There's a yellow flag in the middle sector as someone's let go. He lost 3/10 in that final sector. It's still P5 for Joker, though. Impressive efforts. What does ST have? First other driver to break into that 29s. That crucial second barrier that people are going to have to break. I'm pretty sure Rian could be comfortable enough ego retiring from this session. Because right now, he's got half a second exactly over anyone else that's set a lap. Sinyo, though, as well, just quietly has snuck himself into the 1:30. Started the session on a 1:32 for his first run. Yellow flag still around the track as Aston Martin and Racing Bulls have a little bit of playtime. What are we going to see, though, from these drivers? Quiet Boy down there in 6th. Yari, I know he has some pace, and I saw him with a 27.6 earlier on in the day. Maybe a representative, maybe he'll be able to do it. He's found time in that first sector. Let's go back to HB Cook, who comes into the pits a 1/10.5 up, there or thereabouts. Still decides to give up the ghost as it stands. Who's that snuck into the top 3? It's Jordan Lancer in the Mercedes as well. Putting together a lap as and when it mattered for him to get himself into a bit of a competitive position in this session. Struggling earlier on to get a good enough lap time down. But look at how close this middle of the pack is. A couple tenths could decide it all. That's half a second on Yari's Delta right now. And he'll be absolutely sending the car through this final sector, trying to maximize every little bit of track, push the track limit, push how much minimum speed he can carry through this final chicane. He will come trying to do what he can, gets the car around the corner very nicely. He's to the line. It's a 27.8. Rian still safe by the better part of 3.5 tenths. He's coming out of the pit lane right now, preparing his final run. Who's out there right now? Pumba on a lap. It looks like he might have just finished one. That battery isn't on. Sinyo, though, is starting a lap and is a 10th up already. He's going to be trying to fight Andy to take that P15 spot. But Andy, driver who always has that touch more time in his lap, in his car, can he extract a bit of pace and get himself onto the back of our main pack here today? Sinyo looking good so far this lap. It looks comfortable, but again, it's what we're seeing. If you'll lose the time if you're doing this. He's out of battery as he comes out of the middle sector. He's going to finish the middle sector 300ths down, and the time loss will only come further from there. Sinyo might just have to be accepting at this stage that that is him done for the session. He doesn't really have the fuel. He doesn't have battery in the car to go again. Maybe he's just taking this as a little bit of practice to finish off his session. Who are we looking at now? Yari coming into the pits to finish the session maybe. It'll be tight, but he might be able to get himself back out there, provided Fran Manuli isn't leaving the pit lane exactly now. Let's go on board. Man on provisional pole. As it stands, with a 27.4, Watmore is in that Red Bull car through the first sector. It already looks beautiful from Rian. Gets it straightened up, gets the battery on, ready to attack, ready to put everything on the line for a good lap. He's going to cross the first sector split. 5 thousandths is the gap down to his delta. Is that battery? Is that driving? We'll just have to wait and see. Straighten up. On the exit, he is using all the track and more and backs off. Doesn't want to waste the time he had there. Vinny is on a lap technically, but he's not pushing it. Andrew team, Andy the A team. My goat starting to try and put down his final effort around this circuit. He's found 4 tenths already in the first sector, but that's a massive slide through Luffield. Is he going to try and keep it through Woodcut, sorry, into Luffield? He's going to try and keep the car going. He's going to keep pushing to finish this lap, but it's not an ideal circumstance. It's almost clear air between him and his teammate up at the front. Sinjo into the pits. He's retired in the pit lane. Yellow flags are out. Look at Rian as well, backing off. He wants these yellow flags to affect him as little as possible, but he's just going to have to get on with it before he loses time. This is going to hurt just a touch in Sector 1 as he begins his effort around the Silverstone circuit. The final time, we'll see someone attacking a full lap here. Andy will be finishing his lap right now. This will be his last go at setting the benchmark that he wants to beat. He's to the line. It's not enough to improve. ST and Rian, first 2 drivers starting their final efforts, and Rian has matched the first sector he did on the previous lap. 5 thousandths down is the gap to his delta, but he's going to straighten up, and this time plenty within the track limits, plenty not in the gravel. Getting ready now. Can he find another 10th or 2 just for security's sake, or is he giving it everything the Goose had on his previous lap? Maggots, Beckett's and Chappell all cleared with a minimal effort, it looked like, and he's found that 10th of a second in the middle sector. Did he burn too much, or is he just flying right now? He's going to try this to set the benchmark for everyone else to aim for right at the very end of the session. It's hard on the anchors. Flick it to the left and the right of Club Chicane. Straight enough of Vale Chicane through Club Corner. It's the final time at Silverstone. It's a 10th and a half. The improvement. ST not really finding anything on this lap. He still finds time. 1.6 tenths to slot himself P2 for now. Andy is going to want to push on, but that delta nowhere near there. Richie as well. He can't do it. No one seems to be challenging provisional pole right now. It's invalidations for a few. It's bottles for the others. Where can he go right now? Jordan Lancer to the line. It's still P4. What about Ben? He can find time. It's not an improvement in position though. Is this Vinny coming to the line? He has come to the line. He's just pipped Quiet Boy. One of the Racing Bulls, a joker. He can slot himself P5. Quiet Boy, only 7th fastest for now. Where is Yari? How's he doing? He has bottled his effort entirely. Lucas Spurs will be your next to fight for a position. It's P14. Orabeng, last guy to finish a lap, we believe, apart from Pumba. Orabeng finds an improvement in position up to P8 plus 1. Pumba crosses the line. He can find himself P13 at the end of qualifying. Rian C11 though. What a lap from the Red Bull driver. He's proving he deserves to be here. It's half a second over the rest of the field. The fight for P2 was sold by 0.03 of a second between ST and Yari. John Lancer returning to URC in P4. Joker P5. Fran P6. Quiet Boy and Orabeng, the Williams duo, locking out the 4th row. And it's 9th and 10th for HB Cook and Vinny. Richie and Ben, irrespectively, are the 6th row of your grid from Pumba, Lucas Spurs, Andy the A-Team, and Agent Sinulol. And we're back, actually, this time. And I am joined by Shamrock, finally, whose PC
Hello.
is a nuclear bomb, according to him, and decided to give up hope and burn down his
Yeah,
house. Welcome
yeah.
to the stream, Shamrock.
Good to be here. Good to be here. And I wish I was on my PC, but unfortunately it wouldn't install the update any faster, so I'm on my PS. So here we are.
Just your basic rundown from qualifying, Sham. It's Sinyo on pole from Andy from Lucas Spurs, Pumba, Richie, Ben, Vinny, HB Cook, Orabeng, and Quiet Boy, your top 10 for our sprint race. Obviously, all reversed from the qualifying session. Main race will change. Points down to the top 12 in the sprint, so plenty of opportunities for points to be scored as we get ready to go. Here in Silverstone, it's 5 lights in front of the drivers, and boogity, 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 let's go racing. And it's a good start from Sinyo. On the front row, Andy bogging down a little bit and maybe under pressure from Lucas Spurs in P3, who's got a great launch and is up to P2 at the drop of the whistle. Through Village we go for the first time. It's 2x2 in the background, maybe 3x3 at times, and Richie goes spinning round. Further ahead, tagged around and backwards, Rian still stuck at the back of the grid. Out in front, here goes Lucas Spurs straight away. Through on Sinyo and Pumba, following through nicely, but massive slide on that inside curb for the Racing Bull, struggling to get the grip together as we've got battles still occurring down the grid. Ben and Quiet Boy are going to go wheel to wheel down the Old Star finish straight, getting ready for Copse Corner. Pumba just backing out of a move up ahead. Ben on the grass on the outside. Quiet Boy makes the corner. Ben is a mile off the circuit, rejoins nice and safely, but dropping positions like a fly. Owls nowhere currently in this race. Out in front, Lucas Spurs still leads the pack altogether. There's Yari having a bottle, and was that contact with Richie who's gone around? Sinyo also massively falling down the order right now. He's under pressure from Fran in the Audi, even dropping 3 places, 4 even, just on that straight. It's P5 currently for Andy as Sinyo continues to lose places. There's contact between Sinyo and Orabeng, as Fran Bernoulli is also dropping places through that final corner. Andy maybe giving him a bit of a squeeze. Orabeng up to P6. As it stands, here goes Fran Bernoulli, though, straight back through on Orabeng, and he's going to be trying to fight his way forward in this race, establish a bit of a lead. Here goes Pumba to the lead of the race up the inside of Village. Beautiful little move. Got it stopped, got it through. Little squeeze on the exit, but that's all you need to keep a position. And
Vinny might get a great move here.
He has an opportunity and a half. Squeezed on the back straight by the Racing Bull. Is he going to be able to make this move stick? Yellow flags further back for Richie as Vinny will take the lead. Pumba is going to try and follow through for second, maybe even take the lead straight back. It's a penalty, though, already on that car, as Orabeng and HB Cook for P8 scrapping it out. HB Cook holding on for the time being. Here we go through Copse Corner. Lucas Spurs and Jordan Lancer having a wheel-to-wheel moment. It's a little bit backed out by the Haas driver of Lucas Spurs, as Pumba will take the lead. A little bit of a yo-yo effect starting to form with the battery on board, though, with Orabeng, who's trying to get it done, but it's a massive snap from the Williams driver. Straightens up, gets himself back going again. Jordan Lancer is going for the lead already. Up the inside of Vinny. Overspeed, incredible on that Mercedes car, having to fight off the Cadillac. Fran Bernoulli as well will be taking a shot at the second Haas driver in theory, as Yari gets a 3-second penalty. It's all coming full circle. Orabeng and HB Cook, they're not giving up without a scrap here, and HB Cook's going to have to fight against ST if he wants to secure this move. And it's nice up the inside, parked it on the apex. Beautiful little go.
ST coming back at him though to the inside. Really solid attempt at an overtake, but now HB Cook is able to focus on Lucas Spurs ahead maybe. And Vinny as well might be able to try and give Jordan Lancer a battle here, but yeah, it's been a very good race so far from Jordan and Fran.
Yeah, plenty of positions being gained as we go on. It's 12 positions up for Jordan Lancer, as a note, who's lost the position to Vinny on that straight. More battery being deployed by the Cadillac, a bit more battery being deployed in defense by Jordan in the Mercedes. Rian C11 has gained the position on Quiet Boy. ST making a mistake and going off track. Quiet Boy has got straight back past the Red Bull, though. Was that an illegal overtake through a yellow flag? There's a couple yellow flags out on track right now. As we go down the back straight, Fran Manuli is going to make his way up to P3. Rian has made his way up to P8 in the Red Bull as well. And looking down, last points position right now is going to Andy.
Fran's going to dive bomb Jordan here.
Oof. He's having a go of it. He wants to find his way through. Jordan starting to struggle a little bit with the car, with the tyres maybe. Fastest laps coming through for Fran, then Henry in the Aston, and then Rian C11. Fastest lap overall still. He's going to have to keep his eye on Quiet Boy, though, who's up his inside, trying to fight for every inch of this racetrack. These two, they don't want to drop away. They need to be smart about this, and it's a massive snap in the middle of the exit for Rian. That's the position lost. Here is Pumba. He's going to take another look at Fran Bernoulli. Can't do anything about it. Lucas Spurs, though, might try, and there's a bit of contact. I don't know if he was entitled to space. I should know if he was entitled to space, since I wrote the rule that said this is why you're allowed space. Here comes Pumba again, fighting Fran. Out of battery completely in the Racing Bull. This is going to get interesting. Fran already taking a look at Vinny, backs off of it. Look at the yo-yo effect going on here. Jordan pulls away.
Yeah, it's insane.
Vinny closes back up. Fran closes into Vinny, drops back. Pumba is still on the back of all of this, and don't keep an eye out for HB Cook as well. Henry in the Aston Martin has already got Pumba, and surely more battery in that Aston Martin, doing him a huge favour. No battery left at this stage. Quiet Boy once again losing the position to Rian early on in this sprint race, and we're only on lap 4. Here is Fran Bernoulli. He's gone straight round the outside of Vinny, got the move done before they even reach the corner. It's beautiful.
Oh, Vinny might get him.
He's going to try and look back. Fran was very respectful there. The space he left, even with Vinny barely alongside. It's beautiful from Fran Bernoulli. The art of leaving a space. Ben into the pits to retire the car. Quiet Boy, is he going to have another go? He is not. Pumba, though, still dropping places. Here is Orabeng on the outside. The Spanish Armada trying to penetrate through the Racing Bull. Can he do it? He just about might. But Pumba recovers the battery. There's contact. They're into the wall. And that is Pumba straight out of the session. Orabeng is not going to be in good spirits. That is a massive crash into the wall. As Fran, by the way, under all of that commotion, has took the lead.
Yeah, good move there for Fran. It was actually a very nice move. He did it around the outside of Jordan there, as Orabeng pulls into the side of the road. It looks like
he's
retired the car, Leo. Yeah, that's a retirement on track. Now, is that within the regulations, Leo?
I can tell you it is not within the regulations, at least if I recall correctly what I wrote. But that'll be looked at after the session. Jordan Lancer, though, to the outside of Henry. The Aston Martin driver on the hard compounder tyre, looking to use the pace later in the race, and the grip is clearly there. You can see straight back up the inside, more confidence to keep the car on the track. Look at the exits as well. He is getting that power down just that more effectively than the Mercedes, but the battery level is where it is critical right now. And look at the background as well. Rian has slowly caught this battle as well. This Quiet Boy was Quiet Boy a little bit of a cork in the bottle there, as Rian's already looking at ST for a move. He doesn't want to wait around.
Like
ST doesn't want to wait around either. And this
Rian's trying to recover a lot of that damage at the start of the race, obviously where he's starting at the back given this new format that we've had this season. But he's managing to get through the field pretty well, as Fran and Vinny are battling there for P1. Vinny would love, of course, to win this race. 15 points, Leo, for P1 in the sprint. That's as much as a P3 in the normal points format from last season.
Yeah, massive format changes to the points that all permutations will come down a little bit later on. Rian still on the back of this train. Everyone looking kind of happy. That is a very early liftoff for Rian. Get the battery off, get it back in the pack. He's not lost any time with it. Everyone having to be cautious with how they're deploying the battery. This top 6 are the people we need to focus on. Here's Henry. Henry says goodbye to the Cadillac of WTEC 7 Vinny. the position P2 now for Henry, and I wouldn't be surprised if he can get the win in this sprint race. That hard compound tyre is going to continue to come to him as the laps come on. The grip fall off is going to be huge. As we move forward throughout this race, it's 3 to go already, and I can't believe I'm saying that. We've had so much action. It might as well have been the last lap already. Fran Bernoulli, though, struggling out in front. Little bits of understeer, little bits maybe of underconfidence, because look at the closing speed of Henry through those corners. A couple tenths gained, even with dirty air factored in. He's going to want to make the move. He's going to want to make a breakaway. Not quite enough speed to do it, but there's Fran going sideways. Henry nearly followed him round.
Yeah, and it's looking like the HB Cook taking the option of the hard tyres is actually playing out better for him in the final laps of this race. And Fran now, his medium tyres are falling away. Despite only being on the car for 6 laps, it looks like HB Cook's in that better position for tyres.
Yeah, Silverstone is such a tough track on tyres as Rian does finally get ST. Maybe a bit of strategy from ST, knowing he already has that penalty, not wanting to hold up and maybe use this to get away. Henry's tyres are going to be great, but the battery isn't. There's Fran Bernoulli, straight back through. Here's Jordan Lancer further back as well. He's looking to the inside. That's the podium position taken by the Mercedes. Vinny, though, is going to get the switch back on the inside.
Yeah,
more battery,
Vinny really fighting for this one.
Going away from it, Vinny is desperate. Little push from Rian just behind him. The positions will stay as they were, with Jordan getting past Vinny. Vinny looked to close a little bit, but he is completely out of battery. A lot of these guys completely out of that battery pack. I was saying, Silverstone is going to be so tough on these tyres. It's all pretty much high speed, high load cornering situations. Even when we're at the low speed here of turns 3 and 4, the loop and village, it's pain for the tyre. Here goes HB Cook straight back through on Fran Bernoulli. We might see this swap all the way to the very end, provided Fran has any sort of grip left in that tyre. But struggling away with the car. Let's take a quick look at tyres. There's 3 guys further back as well on hards. Quiet Boy, Joker and Andy all together on the hards. And you can see Quiet Boy has silently been closing up on this battle as Rian does get Vinny into Cop's corner. The podium's still on for Rian. I would expect him to, on this final lap, get a bit of charge back into the pack. If he doesn't already have more charge, which he does. This is Jordan Lancer gone. This is HB Cook losing the lead once again. Rian gets ahead of Jordan. Fran gets ahead of Henry, but time left in this race for everything to go wrong. Rian miles off the track on that exit. Fighting into the final corner. Is that some wing flying off of whose car just lost a heap of wing? I would love to know that.
I didn't see that.
Well, I'm going to look across our top 6 as we go through. Henry's fine. It's ST.
They've both got no battery at all.
So it's going to be who's smarter about going for this move. Surely Henry is noticed already where Fran will get him back at every opportunity. Can he take advantage? He needs to take advantage. He switched the battery off as soon as he can. Fran, even earlier, losing the time, losing the performance. It's up to P1 for Henry, but it's not over yet. Rian as well. Look at the battery on Rian.
Yeah,
he
Rian's
has like
got loads
30%
to use
more.
here.
This is like qualifying levels of battery that Rian has going into this part of the lap. He could upset the both of them to come home and win this race. It's whether it's just not enough. It's too little, too late, is it for Rian? We'll have to see. No battery still in the 2 cars ahead of him. How much does Rian have? It's plentiful.
It's going to be really close.
ST has been gotten by Vinny. Rian now will burn the battery. Fran Bernoulli surely going to make the move. It's a little bit of overspeed. It's a squeeze from HB Cook on the entry. Fran has got some sort of grip left in those tyres. It's going to have to be a move into the final chicane. He's given it a look, but he can't do much more. Here's Rian to try and spoil the party. It's not going to happen. Does Henry have that little bit more? It's nearly side by side to the line. It's Fran from Henry from Rian. Your top 3 at the end of that sprint race.
That was close. That was so close at the end there. Oh my god. HB could have got him towards the line.
That is something else from those three. The final lap, it came down to a matter of not even 4/10 between them to finish out the race. 0.3 of a second is all that separated your top three. Come the end of the sprint race, if we want to be exact, it's 0.363 seconds was the gap from P1 to P3. I really could have just looked at the final time where it has the leaderboard. That is just the stuff you want to see at the end of a sprint race. Ignore the points on the left-hand side. Fran Manuli will come home with 15 points from the sprint, 12 for HB Cook, 10 for Rian, and then from there, P4 to P12 all lose 1 point compared to the previous position. So it's 9 for Jordan Lancer. It's none for Orabang, who gave up. Sinyo said his tyres were dead, his vibration was going mid-corner, and I sympathise with him because that vibration going is absolute pain when you're on a controller. We will join you back in about 5 to 10 minutes time for what will be an incredible main event if the precursor had anything to say about it. And we are back to live, just waiting for the final few drivers to get their setups on and get ready to go racing. Looking at the grid, diverse tyre selection. Up and down from what I can see. At least in Race Director. It's softs currently for the pole man. P2 to P6 all on mediums. Quiet Boy, Vinny, Lucas Spurs all looking at the hard compound tyre. Pumba, the only other driver, thinking the soft as well. And I mean,
soft is brave.
It's very brave, considering it's Silverstone. A track which is notorious, I'd say, for eating tyres. I didn't hear any of the
He's changed it now, Leo. He changed to Leo. Changed to mediums, he must have heard you.
Lights out and away we go, though, for the main race. It's a good start on the back for Sinyo, pulling alongside immediately Lucas Spurs and getting through. Look at Rian's launch off the line. John Lance as well. ST, terrible start with that traction control enabled. Into turn one we go. It's a yellow flag. It's a virtual safety car already.
Ooh. That looked like Vinny at the back.
Something going on with Vinny. Sinyo with a 10-second penalty for contact with Vinny. Few positions being swapped. That's great there, as Pumba, as a collision with Pumba has given Sinyo so Sinyo has 20 seconds of time penalties already in this race.
Didn't even last 2 sectors.
I mean, if he keeps driving either way, he will score a point today for Aston Martin. That's all Henry was saying before the race. We are back to green. And up in front, Jordan Lancer with a great launch from the safety car restart, immediately up to P2. Here comes Orabeng trying to look at ST. No move able to be done there as we throw the cars through Cops Corner for the first time on full fuel and full commitment for 26 laps. As Vinny will get past Pumba yet again. That virtual safety car coming to an end at the end of lap 1. Now down the back straight we will go, down the hanger straight towards Stoke Corner. No moves coming at the front. Looking further back, HB Cook Henry has gotten past Ben. I'm assuming that was a friendly handshake deal to keep that position. ST looking at Yari. ST flying past Yari. And Orabeng finding the way through as well. Yari dropping the ball under pressure right now. Down to P5 for Audi, who look to score good points. Pumba immediately into that pit lane at the end of lap 1 to switch off whatever tyres he started on. Vinny still scrapping out with Sinyo for P14.
I will say, Leo, Franz had a very difficult start to this race. He's in P11 ahead of Andy, and it looks like Andy is putting more pressure on him than he would have hoped, and that is because I think Fran had damage there. I thought he did until his front wing actually loaded in. But yeah, Fran not having the best of starts to this one.
Yeah, and as we were looking at that, Jordan Lance has found his way through on Rian. New race leader Rian only got, I think it was that as his only lap of leading thus far this weekend. No opportunities earlier on to get his way through. Yari's going to get past Orabeng. Look at the understeer he got, though. Going to have to be careful. Come back onto the circuit. Make sure he doesn't gain too much of an advantage, and more crucially, make sure he doesn't let Orabeng back through. Jordan Lance, though, has Rian right on the back of him, and Rian with a chunk of battery in that Red Bull car.
Yeah.
But I think he's just looking to sit back for now. Who isn't looking to sit back is Mr. P5 of Orabeng himself. He's looked to the inside, couldn't make the move. Going into Stowe Corner. Will live to fight another day as the pack bunches up. Top 8, all still within the window to use overtake mode off of one another. That'll be key for the duration of this race.
Nearly went for a half spin there. He was doing well in P9, but he's under threat now from Ben in the Alpine. But sorry to cut across there as well. But yeah, Richie having a solid race so far in the opening laps, but with that spin, he's under a bit of pressure now from the Alpine behind.
Yeah, no overtake mode for the McLaren car. Down in P9. Hasn't been able to stick with the top 8 as it stands. These guys are going to be the ones fighting for the race win. Quiet Boy seemingly just down and out on battery because he's dropped a lot of time to Henry on the exit of that corner. Further forward, it's all well that ends well right now. ST started P2, currently P3, Yari down to P5. Positions being gained in the top 8 by Jordan Lancer and Orabeng, 3 and 4 places up respectively in their cars, and they'll be looking to continue that run of form. So I try and find someone that has an off-board camera. Thank you, Jordan, Rian, and ST, for all being on board at that time. I know it's not your fault. Here comes Rian now. This should be simple. Overtake mode, chunk of battery. He'll take the lead for now. Jordan will settle in at P2 and try and stick with his sparring partner in the Red Bull. Mercedes versus Red Bull, maybe a storyline that will play out later this year in real life. But at least for now, it's a distant gap to Mercedes from that Red Bull car, if you don't count Austria. Lap 4, though, beginning. And that top 8 is separated by almost nothing. It is 2.7 from first to 8 to the inside for ST.
Oh, ST!
Little bit of contact.
He went for a move.
It was late. Was it legal? Will be the question. You know, did Jordan have to leave him a little bit of space? I don't know about that. We'll have to look later on. But that's put him under pressure from the Spanish Armada.
Championship leader.
Orbank's going to be looking to take home every point he can from this main race after the retirement in the sprint round the outside. He's going to try and hang it of Luffield. And he gets the exit. He's trying to get the power down. Just not willing to commit the battery. And that's going to open Yari to go straight through. Squeezed onto the curb, nearly onto the grass. Was Yari getting past Orabang. But this top 8 now spreading out a little bit as the race begins to unfold. Rian and Jordan Lancer very similar on battery as my dog is at the door and having a look, wondering why I'm screaming down the mic without her today. No real opportunities, it looks like, here right now. Apart from, look at that. P6, was it? Looked a little bit aggressive.
Oh, Yari spin!
Yari, and that's that damage.
Contact with ST.
Who got damage from that? Because someone did. It might have been ST's car that lost a bit of wing. Yari continuing on with a full front wing. Let's try and have a look further forward to see who got some damage.
ST's car looks okay to me as well. I think he hit the rear side pod. The rear of the car rather than the front wing. So
the championship leader, who got damage off of Yari.
Oh no.
Our championship leader in Mr. Orabang getting a little bit of damage, and that hurts in this game. Leaving that little bit of wing damage, it's not ground effect anymore. It's all the aero comes really from the front and rear wings, a little bit of a diffuser as well. Fran Manuli saying his force feedback went at the start of the race.
Oh no.
And he's in the pit lane right now. So
that's what's caught him up.
He's in the pit lane right now. He's going to come out on a set of hard tyres. See how far he can take them. Out in front though, it's cool, calm and collected for Rian C11. He has a decent gap. How can he maintain it through the course of the stint and through the rest of the race? Mr. Tyre Whisperer himself. As a look at Henry, HB Cook in that Aston Martin. The understeer from that front wing on Orabang's car is looking like no joke. But the battery level is there for the Williams man to keep the position. And this will become a cork in the bottle situation. Maybe helping Quiet Boy, his teammate, who's finally showing up as Quiet Boy on the stream for the first time ever in URC. Up the inside is Orabang trying to defend from Henry in the Aston Martin. They are wheel to wheel through the final corner. They're all leaving the space. They're all fighting it out. Joker into the pits for his first stop of the race in the Racing Bull. Well, look at that. They are scrapping and scrapping hard. Quiet Boy let through by his teammate.
Oh, someone's gone around.
And that's Lucas the hassle of Lucas Spurs at the final corner, as he just tried to get the boost on a little bit too early there. Sinyo with his, I believe, 20 seconds of penalties closing in now on the man in P11. But pit stop starting to play out now. It'll be key to see how much this undercut helps those that need it. It's about a 30-second pit loss, as far as I remember, around the Silverstone circuit. I don't have the data exactly for it. So we'll see how much that's going to affect the race. Out in front now, Rian, with that gap to overtake mode to his rival Jordan Lancer. The battery situation, though, is dire up and down the grid. Henry in P4 is completely dry going into Maggots and Beckett's. He'll be under heaps of pressure from Quiet Boy should he not return.
It looks like Quiet Boy's going to get him here.
This will be an easy move for Quiet Boy. So much battery available. It's up to P4 for the time being. He might have had to drain the battery a little bit for it. But can he be more efficient and still carry the speed? Surely. You're thinking about boxing at this stage. Here's Yari now on
Oh,
Orabeng,
Yari
forced
and
onto the
Orabeng
grass.
again.
Round the outside, he tries to go, and that's sideways. Yari getting a 3-second from that. I think
we can see it from there, Leo. That's Orabeng,
that's Orabeng
all day,
not giving enough,
not allowing
room.
any room. So
there is the rule around when you need to leave space, and I think that's a bit over the limit by Mr. Orabeng there. In the Williams car, frustrated he'll be with that wing damage that he got off that very car that's trying to overtake him. But he needs to give it up now because that's race over. He's turned off the battery, I think, early in that straight. He's given the position to Yari, maybe. But a full battery pack for Orabeng. It's a decent battery pack as well for Yari. So, opportunities to close up here as we look forward. Rian's still better than Jordan on the battery pack and starting to recharge. Keep an eye on ST as well, closing in on the man in P2. And Quiet Boy and HB Cook never to call off. It's a little look from Henry in the Aston Martin. He knows he's just not got the battery to defend it if he tries to go back for it again. A bit more battery, this time in the Aston Martin. He'll deploy, see what he can do. It's a tiny amount of overspeed. Is it enough? On board with the Aston Martin, he's going to lift off and save the battery to fight another day. So close, yet so far for the Aston Martin. Maybe opportunities coming throughout the lap, but a recharge is desperately in order. Jordan Lancer, I think, also on the recharge. Rian has burnt the battery here. Was he trying to come into the pits? Because he is 0%. And
it might have looked that way, but I think he just second thought his teammate does box, so Andy comes in, who started on the same tyre compound as him. So I think Rian is just trying to extend these tyres, probably a lap or two more, because he has a decent gap to Jordan behind.
I think if you're looking for the two-stop right now, where the majority of your top 10 will be looking for it, maybe Quiet Boy and Lucas Spurs trying to be the odd ones out and go for that one stop, you need to be thinking about this lap as your ideal pit window. Maybe even the lap before, because hards are that good this year. You know, you box maybe lap 7, lap 15 for tyres. You know, because your early laps are going to be harder on the tyre with how much fighting you're having to do. And lap 7, lap 15, and then you got 11 laps to the end on a set of hard compound tyres, which are going to easily do that distance. We saw from Quiet Boy later on in the sprint. We saw Orabeng during the sprint on that hard compound tyre looking so good with how he was managing it. So only time will tell who is pulling it off right now. It's positions gained for Henry and Yari. Yari getting back past Orabeng. Henry getting past HB Cook into the pits, though. Andre ST, the Haas driver,
pits as well, diving
into the pits. It's his time to give up the ghost. Richie's doing an astonishing job here, by the way. As well,
P8, he's doing really well.
He's struggling as well. And also, look at the gap. It's 11 seconds to the lead. As here goes Orabeng, as well as that. Trying to go through on Yari. Are they swapping positions still? It's a big scrap between those two.
Dare I say Richie could end up in P6 here if he manages to get a good run on these two.
Honestly, he might. These two are scrapping it hard, and I don't know what's going on with Yari, because he should have so much more pace. He has a full front wing. There's contact into the back of him from Orabeng, who's going to try and take a look, maybe. No battery, really, on the Audi car. So Orabeng in a bad position in terms of having damage. His battery position is phenomenal. Nearly a full battery coming out of that hairpin. He's doing well out there. Obviously, the wing damage will help quite a lot. Carrying lower speed, having to slow down more, meaning you get that bit more braking effort. Sinyo not helping his penalty case in this race with another 3 seconds going his way. By the way, these guys have closed on the leader a little bit during this lap. Rian, I think now is his time to box, but he needs to burn the battery if he's going to. Wait, is Rian... If he pulls into the pits this lap, he might not know. Okay, he doesn't. So maybe expecting lap 10 end of to come in, especially with that threat coming from behind. Jordan Lancer into the pit lane, going for the undercut. It's only now
that's a bit of a bold move.
I mean, if he can drag those hards to the end, it'll be worth it. Because one lap tyre offset
can Richie get past Orabeng here? He's going to go for it.
Look.
Oh, he thought about it. Wow.
Had a little peek.
He did think about it
as well. Richie, come on, lad. You got to be a little bit aggressive here. That guy has no front wing, and you are God. Pretty much. Obviously, the God of URC now existing. Richie, the next best thing, and as I say
commentator's curse.
No, I'm out. I'm actually out. No, I'm done.
Oh, he's around again. Oh, Leo, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Richie, man. I don't know what it was.
Oh, no.
Jordan battling Lucas Spurs here for P8 on the fresh hards compared to 9-lap old. He should be able to get the move done, but he's just gotta wait now for that back straight. But look how much quicker he is through Maggots and Beckett's. And look at the exit. Yeah, that exit he gets is so good. And the Mercedes gets up into P8. I don't know if Leo's actually gone. He's gone quiet, so I don't know.
Oh God.
Oh no!
That is my entire thought to Richie. And I forgot that my dodgy YouTube app starts playing as soon as I turn the screen off. Jordan Lance is going to get this undercut here. Free and clear. Is that ST having boxed as well? ST boxed a lap before Jordan. ST could lead the race after the pit stops here.
Would be interesting to see that.
No, it's 25.6. He's gaining at a good rate of knots. Right now, is ST in that Haas car. Jordan's coming along.
And Rian's
with
not using any of his battery either. He's just harvesting.
I mean,
now he's deploying a small bit, but
you need to drain it on your inlet, because especially with the length of this pit lane, you are going to recharge the battery. Unless Rian is going to try and do the impossible. Which, I mean, I don't want to say it, but is he thinking of the old medium soft? You know, go 2021 style, maybe 22 style. You know, start on the medium, drag it a heap of laps, and then just have a brand spanking new, beautiful set of softs to take him to the end.
Could be a gamble that he might be taking. Will it pay off?
No.
That's a big question.
I'm going to say no, because I don't think the softs are going to last. I mean, I get he's dragging these mediums to length that I didn't expect to be possible in this race. Look at Henry as well. HP cooking that Aston Martin. Doing the same thing on the medium. Obviously, Quiet Boy, the oddball here, on a set of hard tyres. He started the race on. They'll be feeling a little bit painful now, as will Rian's, as will Henry's tyres. And Rian as well, remember, top 5 are seen in the top left of the screen for them. He'll see this gap from between ST and Jordan Lance coming down to him. You'll see they're not even fighting. This is beautiful work between two drivers, driving for completely different teams, just getting along with it right now and keeping the pace up. That's what's important. Going for the overcut. But look at Rian. That battery's on 0. That battery is on 0.
Boxing.
So,
here we go.
Rian, C11. As Ferrari would say, box, 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 box for hard. And into the pits. He will come at the end of the lap. Surely Henry's not even... Oh, Henry's not followed. Oh, God. Henry, don't listen to me, please. Medium soft isn't worth it, man. It's not worth it. Rian into the pits, though. He'll stop on his marks. And Quiet Boy will at least provisionally take the race lead. He's got Henry on the back of him. Those medium tyres are looking a little bit worse for wear. They're not looking terrible, though. But you'll see this now.
Where is ST going to come out here?
Well, we'll be able to see through the catch fencing what happens.
Jordan
on
Lancer going for it as well.
Through turn 1 they go. Jordan Lancer takes the lead. ST will take P2, at least provisional, at least net. And it's Rian C11 out in P3, but with such an advantage on tyres and on battery to both these guys. Can he do anything immediately?
Oh my
He's going to
God.
look for ST with the battery switched off. He's going to squeeze all the way to the inside. He's going to go for the lead immediately, take it back. What was stolen from him?
ST going to
is going
defend
to
it.
scrap this out as hard as he possibly can. But look, Rian, beautiful
Switch
grip.
back.
It's a switchback of dreams from Rian C11. It's the lead for now, but he's burnt a lot of battery to do it. So worries will hang in his mind now. Have these guys held on a little bit better to the charge? ST getting a beautiful little toe there. To be
Yeah,
right
he's
on the
really
back.
close to him. Closer than Jordan, that's for sure.
So I was completely wrong about pit loss. It's about 23 seconds. Henry, half the race done on that medium compounded tyre, is into the pits for what surely will be a hard to the end. Unless there's a safety
yellow
car.
flag.
It's Sinyo, who's had a little bit of a spin at what would have been a beautiful time for his teammate, in all fairness. Unfortunately, I know for a fact they're not in the same call right now. So there's no teamwork going on there. Rian, look at the gap he's already pulled to the two drivers behind him. Henry is going to drop down the order. I'm thinking he comes out just ahead of Yari. Here, maybe
I think
just
he will,
behind.
yeah.
They'll be close on the pit exit. It'll be racing on the pit exit for Henry. Look at Yari, massive overspeed through turn 1. Henry just about keeps that P6 position as it stands on track. But with this undercut, it'll more likely become, you know, P5, P4 even, sorry. With Quiet Boy and Lucas Spurs yet to pit. Still requiring that stop to go in this race. Lucas doing a great job to carry the tyres as far as he has. And I mean, you look back as well, Richie, despite a massive incident, is still in P13 and closing in on Andy and Ben. Look at Orabeng trying to close back in on Fran Manuli. Did Orabeng take a wing at his stop? He did. So Orabeng, fresh front wing on the car, ready to try and fight to the end. It's going to be difficult from his position. The top three, at least, that have stopped, all still within that overtake margin of one another. Jordan's not doing a good enough job right now, though, to really help his case. Not harvesting enough battery. Because that's the key here. You need to have that battery harvested. Here's Andy and Richie as well. Looking to have a go. It was Andy as Richie just got him by, but decides harvesting is the better call here. ST needs to close in on
Frank
Rian.
gets past Joker there as well for PA. Surround the outside, the two of them side by side, and then Joker just has to give it up. I think the tyre life is only a one lap between them, but Fran just might have the better pace.
Yeah, Henry straight through on Lucas Spurs as soon as he closed that gap down. Yari boxed quite early, I believe, as I pressed the complete wrong button to check how early he pitted. Yeah, Yari with 5 lap-old tyres to Henry's 1. Looking at ST, Jordan Lancer and Yari, quite heavily used tyres compared to Rian's 2 lap-old tyres. It'll be a struggle to get to the
Rian's
end.
now got a ton of battery, by the way. Same amount as Jordan. ST not being able to save it as much as the Mercedes driver. Rian having to use it a little bit there as well, but he's managing to manage that battery a lot more easier than the other two behind.
Yeah, I mean, that's surprising in the clean air. I mean, you could see the gap closing down a little bit through Maggots and Beckett's as the speed drops. Dirty Arrow get more intense the closer they get on the back straight. Lets it loose again. And the exit he gets is incredible. Yellow flag in Sector 3. And that, I believe, is going to be for Sinyo, who has had a nice
again
spin across the start-finish line. He is parked pretty much on the start-finish as it stands. Has he turned off traction control?
It looks like he has.
He's turned off traction control. Quiet Boy's in the pits, by the way, during all of that. Here's Jordan Lancer. Clean and easy through on ST. I don't think there was any doubt that that was going to happen. Now, where is Henry going to come out compared to Quiet Boy? Remember, they were fighting on track.
Sinyo spun in front of Rian. Oh my god, that is dangerous.
Sinyo needs to turn the traction control back on. He is struggling out there. No, I know driver aids are banned in real life, but we do allow them here in URC. just so drivers like Sinjo can still stand their chance. Lucas Spurs into the pits as well for his first stop. Vinny, I believe, in for a second stop, considering he's on medium tyres right now. So he'll drop down to nearly the back of the order. Only one driver still really holding on. Furthest back as Sinjo
off again, I think. Jesus.
Yet again. I mean, he's having a torrid time with trying to turn off the traction control. Let's see what he can do through cops. I mean, he is driving the car pretty normally. Might have paused the game, actually. I think he's paused. Because it looks very smooth for Sinjo. Oh, then again. No, that looks like a bit more than an AI would turn a wheel. And that looks like a bit more of a mistake than an AI might make. As Yari! Was that Yari? He's in the wall!
Where is he? Oh, no.
Right next to Sinjo, who was ghosted. Yari ends up in the barrier, down to P9. Disappointment for the Audi driver, of whom we all wish the best for. Just struggling again, the traction dropping away from the car on lap 16 of this race. Sinjo into the pits and decides to give up the 1 point he'd score. Henry will be spinning in the voice chat with his team right now because I can guarantee you. He was telling me over and over before the race, Sinjo should be able to score a point today. There's 16 drivers and 16 positions that offer up points, and he's still failing to score. Yari with decent damage to that front wing. I think it's the end of his competitiveness in this race at this stage. And I mean, the guy who's looking ultra competitive, Rian C11 out in the lead, 2.3 is the gap as it stands. And that's only looking to grow right now. With the battery advantage he seems to take. But people were also asking Yari earlier, what is his secret to the battery? Because he seems to be quite good at it on this game. He said, I don't know, I just deploy where I think is good. That's the secret. Where you think is good is where you deploy. Where you don't deploy is where you don't think it'd be worth it. Switch off the battery.
Pretty good answer, to be fair.
To be fair, it's about all you need in this game.
Just looking at Rian here, obviously, just a little bit of a stat. He's on for what would be his 19th race win in the league all-time history. That's about the same wins as Mercedes and Ferrari have as a constructor.
Combined? Or
that's a bit mad.
Individually?
So, like, Mercedes have 19, Ferrari have 19.
Christ.
And Rian, as a driver, is about to equalise that.
I mean, it just shows over the various years he's competed, the various games he has competed in URC. He's been Mr. Consistency all the way. He's always had that little bit of pace. First time I saw him race, he looked absolutely rapid, as Andy will pull into the pits as well to make a second pit stop in this race in that Red Bull car. Red Bull teammate actually leading the race, and it won't quite be, but it's close to being a Red Bull sandwich on the grid. Red Bull in P1, Red Bull in P15, if Vinny was just that a little bit closer, which I don't believe. He is close enough to take that P14 right now. Away from Andy, the 18, but it's settled down a little bit now in the race. The gaps all opening up a little bit as people are having their various struggles with the battery. Closest guys on track to each other are more of a joke than Yari, and Fran is washed.
Yeah, speaking of Fran is washed. Fran is struggling in this race. It's obviously with the force feedback disconnecting at the start, it's never ideal, but you can see that has affected his pace that we saw in the sprint, and it hasn't transitioned over to the main race as ST pits again, Leo.
I mean, him and Jordan were very early on that pit stop. You've got to remember, ST a lap before Jordan. Does ST think he needs that fresh set of mediums to go to the end? Because, I mean, if all these guys further up the grid, I mean, Quiet Boy, he's had his pit stop as well. Do you know what? Let's pull up the tyre data real quick. Quiet Boy's on 3-lap-old mediums. That's a 10-lap stint to the end. More than doable. But he only did... that means he only did 16 on his hard compound tyre. I'm surprised ST has had to pit so soon after boxing for a hard. He's done like 9 laps on them. It's a yellow flag in the final sector.
Oh, yellow flag.
For Pumba, I believe. Who's pulling into the pits. He's missing a nose cone, but not a wing. On my screen, we love EA.
Vinny is missing a nose cone on my screen as well, yeah.
Oh, Vinny
That's
and
that
Pumba
looks
both
really
missing their nose cone.
strange.
That is, I mean, it is incredible visual glitches you see. Yari, by the way, just been passed by Ben in the Alpine. So that's demoted Yari now down to P8. And Ben, in a respectable P7 position right now. For a guy that was
Yeah,
talking about how much he's struggling on this game earlier on today. A very good job indeed by him on the recovery. Now, questions to be asked of Jordan, you know, is he going to have to come in and pit? I doubt he will, but, I mean, there's Rian just showing. He's got pace in that car. No doubt about it. There's no question how he's going to
yeah.
be able to hold
No,
on.
it's looking like Red Bull are doing good here at this race, and you know what? They need a good result like this, and they've been decent at the start of this season as well. Obviously, Audi winning in Canada back in round 2, McLaren winning in round 1. Red Bull now need to get themselves up there, and Reen is doing exactly that.
I mean, you look at Aston Martin as well. They've got HB Cook on the podium right now. Mercedes with Jordan Lentz are obviously only drivers in the race for those teams. Sinjo being there for Aston Martin but retiring from the event. I mean, an Audi team as well that looked so strong earlier on this season. You know, in the first couple of rounds, they looked promising. As did
Yeah,
Reiner.
I think this just might be a weak track for them, in my opinion. Leo, to be honest, because even then, Yari is struggling in this one, and Fran, with the issue he had at the start, has really affected him more. So I think this will be a one race just to write off for them, I would imagine, in terms of a decent performance.
Just stand by. You're on with Yari and Ben. I've got to go be tech support for a second.
Okay. So yeah, looking at Ben here, as Yari goes extremely wide, taking a interesting line there on through the back straight. Doesn't really push because he knows he gained that time illegally. And Ben and Yari collide as Leo is dealing with a tech support issue. And Yari once again having issues in that particular corner, but Ben will move on through in the Alpine up into P7 ahead of Lucas Spurs. Yari, I thought was going to pull into the pits there, but that doesn't seem to be the case. He drops down to P9 once again, and will this be his second P9 of the season? It disconnected me. God damn it. So I think the stream for Leo is still looking at the POV of Ben, Yari and Lucas Spurs, but I can give some other reports as well from the rest of the track. Jordan Lancer, 6 seconds, 6.2 seconds behind Reen at the moment, so it looks like Reen is on course to get Red Bull's 9th ever win, and it would be his, just from looking at it as well, it would be his 29th time on the top step on the podium, including 3, 2, and 1, and would be his 19th race win and Red Bull's 9th competitive victory in this league. Jordan Lancer, though, making a statement return as well to the grid here with P2 potentially, and HB Cook getting his flowers for this possible podium place if Quiet Boy can not cause an upset for him. Of course, Quiet Boy, one of the sprint race winners last season, falling short on this occasion. Fran being the first driver to win the first sprint of the season for Audi as well, so he will take the 15 points that he's coming away with and whatever points he's picking up there down in P9 at the moment. Good battle here between Orabeng and ST in the Williams and the Haas. ST getting a really good exit out of Maggotts and Beckett's as Orabeng pulls over to the left side of the track, trying and breaking the toe here off that Haas. But ST going to try and go up the inside. The man who was on the podium this race gets ahead of the Williams, the championship leader in this race. But nevertheless, Williams still coming away with a decent result, P4 and P6 in the main race. It should be enough to keep them ahead of Audi in the Constructors' Championship, but some big gains from other teams across the grid, such as Aston Martin, Mercedes, Red Bull, all making gains in tonight's race, as well as Haas, 5th and 7th for Lucas Spurs, which will be his highest finish of the season if he's able to keep a very quick Ben behind him. But Ben getting a very terrible exit into turn 1 there and has to force Fran a little bit wide, but Fran goes up the inside in his Audi. Despite having a 3-second penalty, he gets ahead of the Alpine. Joker on the back of this battle as well in the Racing Bull, and is just trying to catch this group of drivers. He's potentially able to finish 7th here if all things go well, and looks like Leo's mic is coming back to life.
It wasn't my mic that went back to life. I was doing tech support. My mum didn't know how to work a TV. It's beautiful.
Oh, we all have that problem.
Yeah, so Lucas Spurs in 7th?
Yeah, he's doing really well at the moment. He's just not got the battery here maybe to hold off Fran in the Audi.
I mean, neither of them really have the battery, in all fairness, but it'll be that little bit more. It's a little bit more minimum speed carried as well in Fran's Audi, so this should be a nice and simple move. Lucas Spurs with no chance to hold on as Yari picks up another 3-second penalty. Still not boxed to fix that wing, just losing time hand over fist. Ben now just ahead of Joker, and Ben pulls into the pits at the end of lap 24, so the start of lap 24, so going for a fastest lap maybe. Take that away from Rhea,
potentially.
who might also still be going for fastest lap attempts in that Racing Bulls car. 7.7 is the gap to Jordan Lancer behind. ST coming into the pits as well to get a new set of boots on. Means it's looking like it'll finish like this with your top 3, Rhea, Jordan and Henry. But Quiet Boy, good opportunity to try and close up as well. But it'll be tense right to the end. Yari into the pits, replacing that front wing onto a set of softs as well. That promotes Vinny to 11th on top of it, so good overall look for Vinny, who's had struggles today, but everyone else, whether it's from battery, pace, or just little mistakes, are costing everyone on the day.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Lucas Spurs up in 8th with no battery, Joker with a bit of battery there in P9, looking to take that away. And it's all kind of settled down as we get towards the closing stages. The battery starvation this track has had has hurt a lot of drivers, and I think that's going to come with the territory. You know, it's a hard battery track. As soon as someone tries to go for an overtake around this sort of circuit, you'll see them lose out and just have to drop back because they don't have the battery. And then that effect snowballs. You got to recharge. You try and burn to close back up. You've got to recharge again, and that's what's hurt a lot of people around Silverstone. You've got to be so opportunistic to pull it all together. Rian still pushing around the track. He's got battery plenty. He's recovered it, and it shows, you know, how much more battery he's got. He's got more battery in the car going through Copse than Jordan had going out of Luffield. So struggles going on. Ben is going to get past Vinny. Soft compound tyres, a fresh little bit of battery. They're actually about even now. Just showing how much an overtake takes out the battery for you. Joker as well, on the back of Lucas Spurs, who's definitely struggling with that battery today. It's the conversation that was going to happen at one point this season. A battery-starved track hurting people. And you can see the gaps it's caused. You can see the skill levels required. Just manage that battery. And all over management. You know, you had Rian box late. Didn't have to use much battery to get Jordan and ST at the time. So he could fly off. where
Well, I think we knew with this track certainly going into it is that it was going to be one of those tracks where battery deployment was going to be that of question, and how good you did in this race was going to be depending on how well you manage your battery, and Rian has been one of those examples. But certainly for the rest of the field, it's evident that battery has been so hard to keep in this race.
yeah, as Vinny's front nose cone has disappeared from my screen yet again. It's funny, you can't see it on board. Maybe it's some culling issues that they have in the game. Lap 26 has been started and actually is halfway done by your race leader, Rian C11, who, I mean, he's looked unstoppable today in that Red Bull car.
Yeah.
It's been a venue he seemed to enjoy despite all the woes of battery that you get around here. He's been able to throw the car in how he wants. He's been able to carry the speed, which he's so good at. Keep the battery in good enough check. He kept those medium tyres on that first stint alive better than anyone else could. The tyre delta to the nearest one-stopper to him is 3 laps. But he is coming through the Vale chicane for the final time. He'll attack Club Corner in just a second. Gary may have stolen the fastest lap from the driver in P1, but Rian is going to win by what a margin. 10 seconds, and that's only expanding to your P2 driver. What a performance he has put on show today. 11 seconds as you cross the line.
Wow.
Rian wins by over Jordan Lancer. Henry closing in over the last few laps towards Jordan for P3. Quiet Boy, it has been a silent race from him. P4 held it all together beautifully. ST with P5, that 2-stop strategy working wonders for him. Orabeng, damage early on off the back of Yari, brings him home in P6. Fran Manuli would have been looking for P7. He would have wanted to keep it. That 2-stop strategy hurting it though. 3-second penalty is going to demote him to P8. Lucas Spurs will come home P9, just a few tenths shy. Here's Ben going through on Richie to take P10 on the track. It doesn't matter after penalties, but he has drove incredibly well today, as is Richie, to hold on.
Yeah.
Determination after what was such a moment for him earlier in the race. It's P10 for Ben, P11 for Richie on track, but it's going to be demoting to P12 after his penalty. Andy and Yari in the final corner, having a little look at each other. Formation flying. The last two that are going to cross the line, it's still points. It's going to be an extra one for Yari as well, with that fastest lap to close off the British Grand Prix here in URC. That's how good my brain's holding together.
No, really good finish. I think just in that final stint of the race, obviously, I think a lot of the pace just kind of dropped off, but that was mainly, I think, down to the battery. And I think it's clear to see that. I think in the second stint we had some good battles, but then in that final stint of the race, we just saw battery management really come into play. Obviously tyres as well became a massive factor. So yeah, look, fair play to Rian. Great return there from Jordan to finish on the podium, and HB Cook from 9th to 3rd, Leo, is incredible. Really good result.
Yeah, I mean, Rian does come home with the win. It's the fastest lap for Yari, driver of the day, and most overtakes goes to Lucas Spurs in the Haas car. He's done incredibly well today. P14 to P9 for him. It was pole to win. Lights to flag pretty much for Rian C11. No pressure going on his head. P2 man, 2 stops, put him down to P5. The guy who started P3 all the way down in P14. I've got to remember to get my screenshots so that I don't end up losing track of where this race finished. It was certainly an event today. I mean, hard fought from everyone in it. Damage limitation for a few that struggled. We will join you shortly.
Definitely.
With your top 3, should they want an interview. I'm sure Rian will. We are back to live, and first things first, we are here with Mr. P3 himself
Yeah.
in the Aston Martin, the car that he rigs to himself in every league that he possibly can.
Apart from
HB
one.
Cook, how's it going, man?
Yeah, not bad. Very happy with that. We'll take it every day of the week.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't
it's
have
like,
enough for the sprint win, RP2, but end of the day, you'll take it.
I'll be honest, Henry, I'm getting a bit bored of speaking to you. It seems 3 days on the run, I have ended up in conversation with you for some reason or another. And I have to have a talk about that. But congratulations today. It seemed like a hard-fought race out there, though.
Yeah, the sprint was like very chaotic. You had like drivers everywhere. Since it's really been reverse grid, it's sometimes can be a bit dangerous. So, and obviously with the battery being so bad around here, you had obviously people running out of battery. People was just with overspeed, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. Fran got me at the end, so I had no battery and he had a bit, so maximised it there and then maximised the main race. Thought Lance's tyres would have punctured, but the lucky man got away with it. So, but from P9, I want to say I started on grid to P3. I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about the first stint as well. That was monstrous from you. P9 to P3, but also 13 laps on that medium tyre. They must have been screaming, even though he was still keeping up with some hards.
I think they could have done for maybe 1 or 2 more laps, to be fair. I think they could have probably done for 1 more lap. I knew that. So as I said, I'm in a conversation with Ben. Ben's tyres popped a few laps before, so I knew roughly the tyre percentage I needed to aim for. And when I pit, it was on 81, so I thought, actually, okay, maybe I've done it right. They could have done for 1 more lap, but I then ended up doing an undercut on Quiet Boy, which was the aim. So I didn't expect ST to pit again. I'll be frankly honest. So in the bottom for P4 at the time, yeah, the mediums felt great the entire stint.
I mean, that's surprising, but look, you're starting to have a run of form. Wherever you seem to be racing, Henry, it was obviously a great race you had in VRS. You've had decent results here as well, P8 and P5. Your 2 results in the last 2 races, and then round that out with the podium must feel pretty good.
Yeah, like I said on Tuesday, whenever I spoke to you elsewhere, I feel like now I'm getting more of a handle, more of a grip on how to use the battery on this game. I'm getting used to like the lift and coasting. My quality pace isn't great still. That's something that's been improved, but I think my race pace is definitely a miles better than that. So hopefully I can just continue the form and go into more lead races in the future, get more podiums and get more wins, and hopefully do on a title charge. But we're Rian and all them, especially here. That's obviously probably not going to happen. Because Rian was just too quick today for any of us. So, but might as well give it a best shot and see what happens at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about battery starved track today. It's another one coming up next week of Australia. Does that play to your advantage then? Considering how well you've done today with the battery and how you seem to just be gaining more and more confidence on these regs as the days pass, do you reckon this is a chance for you to keep fighting for podiums and fight forwards? Or is that just not a track that'll suit you?
Australia, I've done it twice before on this DLC, and like I said, it's pretty much me to a T. I'm not great race. Everyone obviously is struggling with batteries, so you kind of all like on equal playing surface. So who knows? I always say I've just got to practice and then turn up on the day and see what everyone else has done, and just pray to God that I can get a result.
I mean, my last question for you here, because I was speaking to you before the event began. What are your thoughts on Sinja retiring?
I don't. I read too much into why he retired. I did see that he lost the car a few times when I picked for the hards. But I think, to be honest, I think he could have finished the race. I'll have a chat with him afterwards and just see if he needs any help or what had happened. But we're just going to take this to the base and I'll try and help best I can to help us and get points.
I mean, actually, something to note is he did get 2 points in the sprint for
There you
his
go.
P11, so you did get points in both cars at least today, so happy days for you then.
Indeed.
Oh, well, thank you, Henry, for coming along. Appreciate you speaking to us, and I'm sure you'll end up bollocking me to try and make you a better setup come next week. So
Probably.
take care of yourself, Henry. Thanks for coming along. It was a beautiful
Well done,
little
HB.
event for Aston Martin, but even better event.
Yeah.
Jordan Lancer, what isn't here, unfortunately. It's an even better event for these guys right here in the Red Bull. Rian Rastafari, it's your first race win this season, mate. 19th overall in URC. How do you feel?
Feels good. I feel chill. It was pretty nice,
always
relaxing
chill.
race.
I mean, we said it on the broadcast. It was absolutely dominant from you. You just seemed unstoppable today.
I kind of felt it as well. It just clicked. I don't know. Straight away off the bat, I joined the voice call. I did one lap of a short quali before, and did a 27.6. And when I joined the call, I had no idea what lap times were. I haven't been around all the last 2 weeks with the heat and stuff. But I joined the call and I heard the lads saying, "Oh, I've done a 28.4. We're doing good here." And I was like, "Surely not. 28.4. That's nearly a second slower than when I did in one lap. That's not possible." But it seems like they weren't. Obviously, they were doing something wrong with the battery or something. I don't know, but they must be doing something obvious wrong, because I felt I probably had maybe a 26.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I mean, look, hardly any practice for this race as it was, it seems. Is this just a good track for you, Ian? Because that is scary, considering you did one lap of prep beforehand.
Yeah. Silverstone has always been one of my better tracks every game. I enjoy there's, if you're off the fuck me, Ryan, the racing line here, you're just off it. But if you're, it's such a fine line, and when you're sliding through high speed corners, that's when you just know you're on the limit, and I enjoy that feeling, being constantly sliding and feeling good with the car and feeling the limit. It's something I'm struggling with on more so maybe slower speed tracks on 26.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what to say, Ian. I mean, it was 11 seconds at the flag that you won by,
Yeah, that's what I did.
Fastest lap was 0.6 faster, so.
It was Australia, it was the same. Australia VRS, sorry. Canada though, here last week, it was terrible. Bahrain VRS, it was terrible. But I'm a bit confused myself, to be honest, with where the pace is, why it's disappeared in 1 week, and then I'm winning by 11 seconds, over Lancer, and then 25 or something after that, or from P3 down. I don't know, but I couldn't tell you where I found it, why.
Yeah, Sham, do you have any questions for him? Because I'm pretty much blanking now.
Just, I think I don't think he looked like he was being beaten on track, to be honest. I mean, yeah, look, Jordan got ahead of him on some occasions, but the next lap he was able to get by. So I don't think Rian was really being beaten. Today he was able to manage his battery a lot easier. So, yeah, look, that's admirable, but obviously more of a statistical question. For me, Rian, obviously 29 times you've been on the podium or featured in a podium room. So maybe the big 30 next week. Big 30 next week.
Well, next week is Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's going off VRS. That seems to be one I'm enjoying at the minute. Kota though, oh god, that might be bad. As we seen, I'm just terrible around Kota, so God knows with this game. Oh, shit. I'm just looking at the calendar.
I mean, I'm sure if you sweated it for PSGL signups last game, you would have been fine around there. Don't you worry.
Yeah, yeah.
But thank you, Rian, for coming along with us today. We do appreciate you being along, and I mean, congratulations on an absolute dominant win today, and let's see this form continue on, man. I mean, maybe not this dominant, because it might be you having a word with yourself.
Yeah, I might have to add a bit of weight to the car, to be honest.
500
maybe
kilos of
we'll see.
ballast.
Yeah, we may have to see what sort of sandbags I have to go out and buy, but look, we'll go from here.
All right, well, thank you, Rian. Appreciate you being here. And that
Thank
will...
you.
Do you know what? These guys want to have a quick chat. We can give them the quick chat that they would like. Two different teams.
This will not be a quick chat.
It's going to be a quick chat because this stream's going on 2 hours, so we better be quick with it. It's Fran Manuli from the Audi team, ST from some sort of team, I believe Haas. I dropped my screenshot already and my brain isn't braining. So, Fran, it was a great sprint but a crap race. What happened? Fran's not even here.
Oh my god. Nate, your server sucks. Basically,
Definitely
good sprint. Really big sprint. What a sprint race from me. Fucking masterclass. Rian's too quick. How did he go from last to P3? I saw a Red Bull behind me and I was like, was that Rian or was that Andy? And it was fucking Rian. Like, how does he do this? But yeah, at the start, I had to go AI immediately after the start because I lost all force feedback and Vinny clattered into my AI, which gave me wing damage, which meant I'm not even stepping foot into the top 5 in the race. So, yeah, really unlucky race, basically. But I'm disappointed in Yari. I hope he's watching this. I'm disappointed in Yari. He could have got a podium today.
Okay. All right, that's enough of Fran Manuli. ST, I mean, it was a good race from you. Well, it was looking strong, and then you made that second pit stop. How come you had to make that?
Yari, I'm disappointed, fella.
Yeah, well, it was always like that, and I'm really shit at tire saving. And it was like that again this race, so I kind of had no choice. Yeah, maybe I could have gone longer on the mediums, but I still don't think I would have made it to the end with those hards.
I mean, look, you started on P2, so the pace was clearly there today for you. I mean, let me take a look at the sprint as well. You ended up P7 in the sprint from P15, so is it encouraging at least that you have that pace available to you?
Yeah, of course, I could have been higher on the sprint if it wouldn't have been for Vinny, but yeah, it's really good because I've had a difficult phase on the end of F125, so it's really good to see that I've got pace now.
All right, well, thank you, ST.
Where's the pace, mate? Where's the pace?
He had pace. He had pace.
Stop being
an asshole. All right, I'm going to def it up and quickly wrap us up here. Thank you all for coming along for URC round 3. We'll be back next week for round 4 around Australia. Normal race this time, not 2 hours of me destroying my voice. Sunday nights, as always, we have Owls Racing League, 8 p.m. They will be racing at the Jericho East Circuit for a sprint race themselves. That is going to be some rate shite, because that's about as battery starved as we saw Silverstone today. And then on Tuesday as well, Velocity Racing Series, however much Sham loves to hate on them, I'm still there, and I'm still saying that we are partners. Velocity Racing Series going to round 3. I was looking at the wrong calendar. I was looking at season 2. That looks wrong. We're going to Bahrain for just a regular old race, and it'll be a right bit of fun. Scraps all over the road. Thank you all for coming along. In a week's time, it'll be another beautiful battery starved race.